classroom.
This is an exclusive where in order to become, say, for example, you're interested in becoming an associate professor of psychology at the School of Psychology. You are required to submit a, quote, one-page diversity statement describing your identity, positionality, experience, and commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and alignment with the American Psychological Association's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Framework. You also have to, quote, describe your philosophy of teaching and learning, including how your work will further the College of Education's commitment to racial equity and social justice. This is not a suggestion. This is a requirement. You don't get to skip it. You don't get to say, well, I prefer to treat my students as individuals rather than racial or gendered categories. You don't get to do that. You don't get to simply say that you oppose racism and you want equal opportunity. You can't just be that clear. If you don't swear allegiance to the correct ideological gods, DEI, anti-racism, positionality, whatever that even means, racial equity, you're out before your resume even hits the dean's desk. And this is not just about the School of Psychology. If you want to be a professor of practice, of civic technology at the Evans School of Public Policy and Governance, you have basically the same demands, just a slightly different version of it. You're required to submit a, quote, statement noting how their teaching and service have the potential to support the Evans School's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. You have to submit at least 2 examples of teaching materials that evidence ways you center educational justice. Oh, okay. Now, of course, they call this a commitment to racial equity and social justice. This is a commitment. But let's call it what it is. This is a loyalty oath in a city that surprisingly prohibits discrimination on the basis of political ideology. And yet, this application process, I think, is clearly trying to stop conservatives from getting a foot in the door at the University of Washington. This makes it easier for the college, for this university, any of these departments, to discriminate against conservatives. And that's why you're not going to hear anyone on the far left faculty speak out against this, which is rather odd because as I've told you, I am on the listserv, my email address. I get emails from the American Association of University Professors, UW, the AAUP UW chapter. And this is just a bunch of professors who clutch their pearls over anything that doesn't abide by their far left views. And just so happens, and the reason why I even looked into this story to begin with, is I saw an email or a thread of emails from faculty there complaining about loyalty oaths. You had Diane Morrison, who's the treasurer of the AAUP UW, inviting members to a loyalty oaths teach-in, warning of the, quote, harmful proposed compacts that attempt to force universities to surrender their rights of free speech and academic freedom in exchange for federal funds. Oh, bless their little hearts. Isn't that cute? The same faculty claiming to be defenders of academic freedom are the ones enforcing their own ideological loyalty oath if you want to work in their departments, demanding that anyone who seeks employment at the University of Washington profess fealty to diversity, equity, and inclusion, this dogma, before they even get a job interview, before they're even able to maybe have a nuanced conversation about this sort of stuff. These same faculty members are now wringing their hands about federal loyalty oaths, claiming that affirming a commitment to the Constitution or our laws somehow threatens their academic freedom. It does not. It does not. But what does is when you say going in, you better hold these ideological views or you're not even going to get the chance to get this job. That is wrong. They're trying to force professors to parrot the language of intersectionality, of systemic oppression. It's insane. This is insane. They can pretend all they want that's not what they're doing so that they can skirt around the law. But we know what it is they're doing. And I'll tell you this. Our friend Harmeet Dillon, who's now at the DOJ, Office of Civil Rights, I didn't send this article to her. She posted about it on Twitter saying this isn't good. And that usually means something bad's about to happen, an investigation. And Harmeet Dillon is the kind of person who will look into this. She and her staff will actually look into this. There's nothing right about this. I imagine there are some folks on the left who will say, well, what's wrong with wanting someone who celebrates or understands the importance of diversity? Are you against equity? Do you not want people to feel included? Now, we could have had that conversation probably 7 years ago, and I would be on your side. I get that. I don't have any problem with diversity, equity, or inclusion until you turn it political. And DE&I as a concept has been turned into a political tool. When they say diversity, they literally mean judging people on the basis of their skin color or gender identity or religion. And I mean judge. White, no, bad one. Asian, bad. Christian, bad. Jew, bad. Black, awesome. Latino, awesome. Latinx, more awesome. You get a leg up in this competition for this job. Inclusion, that means exclusion. When they say they want equity, what they mean is they want equal results. That's not equity. That's not equity. When they say social justice or racial justice, it's not what it used to mean. It's not justice at all. These are code words from the radical left to impose their extremist positions. They're welcome to hold these positions. Just stop pretending that you're not trying to weed out the conservatives from your school. Just acknowledge that. I know it's a little bit tricky in Seattle since we're one of only 2 places in the entire country where it has ideology as a protected class, but ignore that. Let's pretend that this was any other school. Let's say it was Central. Let's say it was a private, Gonzaga, right? You go ahead and do it. Just acknowledge it at least. Stop pretending that you're some sort of bastion of free speech and academic freedom. Stop pretending that these are campuses that people go to expand their minds. It's not. These are indoctrination factories. And there are a handful of conservatives who have been able to get into tenured positions where they're able to say something. Stuart Regis, Cliff Mass. Cliff Mass will be on the show at 5:30 to talk about this, at least in part. Also, atmospheric rivers. But just be honest about your position. And it's harder for me to really make a story out of your honesty. At least it's not the same kind of story. Now, most people have no clue that this is happening. None. Which is why you have to go to SeattleRed.com. Go to SeattleRed.com right now. Read the story, share the story. I will say we have a very ambitious goal. I want to grow 10% every single month. It's not easy. And right now we're down by like 2,000 page views. That's it, 2,000 visits. And so not only are you helping us hit our goals, but you're doing important work. We can't do this alone. I can't do this as a talk show host. You individually can't really do much as an individual, but all of us united, going in the same direction, we can make a big impact. Someone shared this clip or this article, and Harmeet Dillon saw it. Now, maybe she saw that I had tweeted it, but she saw it and decided to amplify. Imagine if all of us did that. So please just do me a favor. Go to SeattleRed.com. You'll see the article on the front page, along with a bunch of different news stories, opinion pieces out there today. None of the left spin, the liberal spin. Read it and share it on social. Share it on Facebook, on X, on LinkedIn, on Truth Social. Share it everywhere, and let's get some eyeballs on it so we can change the culture. It's not going to be easy, but it can, in fact, be done.